Hey my friends, how's it going? It's Ultimus yet again with more arenas. Going up against a survival hunter arms warrior. Almost a mirror comp. Almost. I believe though, just as far as arms survival versus fury survival, I do believe fury survival has the upper hand. And I believe this match is going to showcase that. I really don't necessarily think it's because I was a better warrior. I just think we have more damage on our side rather than they do. He's going to charge right in, which I'm okay with. Because again, there's no charge stun there. We're just going ham. I'm in defensive stance still for the time being. Just wanted to keep myself alive to survive a little bit of that opener and that burst. Not going so well, so we're going to pop in Rage Regen and die by the sword. Waiting for the enemy warriors die by the sword to fall off. And then we're just going to go ham. There's the stuns, cooldowns. Just damage for days. Siegebreaker off the cliff, flying down into the execute along with my hunter's damage. I absolutely love this map for that reason. There's something so satisfying, utterly satisfying, about knocking someone off the side of that map and just flying down at them like a raging, flaming berserker. It's just the most satisfying thing in the world. The only thing I hate about this map is fighting monks on it. I'm not going to lie. Monks suck on this map. But really not too much fancy to say about this match, hence the silly, goofy, over-the-top commentary. Just having some fun with it. Overall, again, very, very happy with how this match played out, and I had a lot of fun with it. In this round, we are up against a Fury Warrior Frost Death Knight. Now, this is a match we want to end quickly simply because the longer this game goes on, the more likely that they are of winning. And I'm going to be starting off here wanting to swap to defensive stance rather quickly, hopefully. Popping to die by the sword, though, to survive the opener for both these classes, because this is a lot of damage, like just baseline, and then it's a lot of burst from both of them. Lucky for me and my hunter friend, the arms warrior has already popped die by the sword, so he really doesn't have a whole lot left for him. So it's my turn to pop cooldowns. I'm just sitting on him so very, very hard. Thankfully, they stack up. Now, that was an amazing trap by my hunter there, because when it comes to pillar games, I feel like we have the advantage, which I think is what secured us to victory there, because he can hug the pillar and eventually walk into a trap. He can walk the other way on the pillar and he'll walk back into me, or he can walk away from that pillar there and eventually he's just going to be in line of sight again, so it's really not going to help him all. So eventually he's going to run out of options, which I think is, again, what secured us the victory. Now, unfortunately, I do die here. I just can't do anything versus this Death Knight. The amount of defensives and self-healing Death Knights have versus Fury Warrior, just not quite up to snuff. But I do put my hunter friend in a decent position to secure the win. And by the time that I come back over here, the win is already over. And look, and there it is, which is quite nice. Now, this match, this one's a little bit silly. Red Paladin Arms Warrior. I have taken the glyph of Shattering Throw. However, you'll notice it's not on my bar. That comes into play later. So I'm not even going to bother charging here. Again, I'm just going to walk right in up to the warrior. I want to be able to chase. I do something really dumb here, though, and I do pop die by the sword, not only pointlessly, but late, which is a little bit sad. I could have literally just walked away from the Blade Storm, which is kind of silly. Now I'm going to charge in, lock him there. There's the Siegebreaker over to the Heroic Leap with the cooldowns, and we're just going to pump damage into him. And even though he's popped die by the sword, it's not going to matter with the Hunter damage, which is quite nice. He negates everything I do, but the Hunter damage is still going to go through. Now we're on the Ret Paladin. The Paladin didn't even bother bopping the warrior, and if he did, the warrior removed it so quick I didn't even notice it. Probably has one of the remove bop macros into his like execute charge or whatever stuff we do. It's a very handy macro. Now notice that I noticed that I didn't have the shatter on my bar, so I literally opened my spellbook to cast it. I'm such an idiot. It's funny though. It's funny. It's times like that I have to laugh because I realize that mistake could have been a whole lot worse and it could have put us in a far worse situation. So luckily we were already in a position to win, and so it was more funny than it was embarrassing. In this last match here, up against a Frost Death Knight versus Subtlety Rogue. Now, this one's interesting to me only because I feel like I know this Death Knight. The name seems so familiar, and I don't know if it's because I've run into him before, fought him enough times, but I just feel like I know this Death Knight. Either way, no charge, wanted to come in right here in defensive stance, swapping back over to battle, though, to start pumping damage into the Death Knight. Got the Stormbolt off on the Rogue there. The Rogue's going to pop out of it with Trinket, which is fine by me because he sat through half of it, which is just enough time to be able to pump damage into that Death Knight, and then it's not going to matter. Switching over to my two big defensive cooldowns to try to survive, healing back up while I'm parrying the Rogue's attacks, because I don't want to die, because quite frankly, as good as my Hunter friend is, he's still slightly undergeared, and I do believe the Rogue wins the Rogue Hunter 1v1. just in my personal experience. So just trying to keep myself alive at this point, switching over to defensive stance to try to absorb as much of the damage, just because I really don't want to be in a position where I'm dead again at the end of the match. It's just no fun. But that's going to do it for this arena session. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so already, and stick around to check out more arena footage as well as Legion coverage as we get closer and closer to the launch of it. But as always, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.